feds overseeing police reforms have this advice for New York cops. Don't be racist. Don't be sexist. Don't be jerks. Finally, now crime will vanish. I know I'm less likely to shoot a cop if they don't mock my height. And so another bureaucracy lectures a group of men and women who have saved more lives than airbags have, and I include Al Sharpton. These guys risk their lives daily, and they're told now to watch your language. That's like going up to a nurse in the ER and saying, you know, darling, you should really get your hair done. By the way, have you seen the force lately? Minority is the majority. It's a well-armed Benetton ad. And so we have marches for every color but blue. The only time you see some appreciation is at a cop's funeral. Strange that it's only the police force where a few bad apples are cast as the norm. Have the feds ever lectured the Crips on manners? What of extremist imams? They're rude. Now, this new advice comes after a serial sex fiend raped a woman in a New York bar. Yes, rapists still roam free, and the feds are busy chasing mean jokes. The fact is, most slime arrested for such crimes would be in jail much longer if it weren't for a court system that has more cases than it can handle, mainly due to arrests for regulatory crimes. So instead of solving that, feds prefer to slam the decorum of the world's best and most integrated police force. But it's not about words. It's about cops forced to chase smokers and taillights instead of rapists. If I were a cop, I'd be swearing too. And I want to go after the list of things, the suggestions. The first one I like is number 4, which says, remember, most people, this is to the police, most people are good, law-abiding citizens. Now, Kimberly, it's the media and politicians that tend to forget that cops are the law-abiding citizens. They're the ones that are getting smeared. Cops aren't going around smearing citizens.
Yeah, I mean, they're not confused. They got the memo that they're supposed to go after the bad guys. So they're going after the people. They're selling drugs or pushing drugs or selling guns or committing robberies or doing things like this, nefarious things that they shouldn't be up to. So those are the people that they're going to go and stop. They're going to stop, frisk, question, whatever, try not to offend, try to use the right adjective so no one feels slighted, and then they will go about their police business. I mean, it's crazy. It's assuming always negative intentions and bad actions on the part of the police department. It's a non-starter.
Can I follow that up?
Yeah.
Number 8 on that list. Generic descriptions of a suspect like young black male do not support reasonable suspicion. Now, I don't know about you, but young, black, and male, aren't those 3 descriptive words that could describe a perp? Isn't that information that a cop could use when they're looking for a suspect?
I think they mean, like, you got to have more than that.
Right.
You got to be, like, seen leaving.
What will you, if there's a robbery in place and the suspect flees and you don't have more?
They're not saying pull over. What they're saying is don't pull over the first young black male that you see and accuse him of doing something because he's suspicious due to this description.
Right.
I think.
Well, yeah, we know. But guys, but sometimes you can't say, well, don't put that out over the APB because that might be offensive to somebody, and then we're going to get a lawsuit, and the ACLU is going to get mad.
That's what they're getting
If you just know a certain thing about height, weight, description, maybe you got something, oh, this person has a sweatshirt on, or this guy's wearing, you know, low jeans, or this guy, whatever, it doesn't matter. Whether it's somebody saying, okay, about 5'2" in height, blonde hair, some pink lipstick, blue eyes.
I'm honored.
Well, 5'1".
What do you make of this advice?
Then it's Dana Perino versus
I think it list reads like the no, you know what, Sherlock list. I mean, New York's finest does not need to know. They don't need to. This is this life. They were raised right.
That was
You know what this is, Greg?
What?
It's migration from the campus.
Well done.
The sanitary, make no ripples, do no harm, say nothing offensive from the campus is now migrating from the federal government back to the cities and localities, and they're starting with New York's finest.
I want to go to can we skip to number 10? We have it, Julie. Do not tell or tolerate ethnic, racial, or sexist jokes.
I never do. Why would you direct that?
I know.
Why would you say that about me?
That means we have to erase every celebrity roast. No, I don't. I guess this is. I mean, this to me. I don't see. I guess my point is, I don't see police officers walking up to pedestrians who go, hey, 2 Italians walk into a bar. I've never seen that.
Maybe internally. Maybe they do internally, sitting at the precinct. Maybe that's happened. I don't really know. But if it has, I guess they're saying don't promote that kind of culture in the workplace, as I think all of us would be inclined not to as well. Yeah. Places where we work.
But it's common sense. It's common sense. But it's...
Like, think about Sony when their emails got hacked and they were making jokes back and forth to each other, even though I think they were... Actually, I don't think that they are racist, but that's how they ended up looking. And maybe that's what they're suggesting is, like, protect yourself.
Well, what about, okay,
This is like dumb.
Cops use tough.
It is dumb. We're trying to figure out how dumb that.
But
why do we have to figure out how stupid?
No, but I want to go back to the jokes. Okay. I think you say locker room, which it's like a locker room mentality.
Yes.
Cops generally are fairly tough, so they use tough language amongst themselves.
So do prosecutors.
And they toughen themselves up by insulting each other. No matter what race they are, they actually target each other's own race.
Let me say this. You and I are pretty tough, right?
Yeah.
But if you and I were caught making, I don't know, derogatory jokes about each other's ethnicity or race, I think you and I would be fine with that. But if somebody, Fox Corp or wherever, overheard this, they might frown upon this. They may say somebody else could overhear you. They may be offended. Don't do it in the building or however you want to do it. And so maybe because of that, this is what they're trying to do at NYPD. I don't know. I don't know what internally the culture there is. So it's kind of weird for us to I don't know. I don't know how to talk about it.
They're trying to fix a problem that doesn't exist.
Well, I don't know if it exists or not. That's the whole thing. Maybe it does.
You know what the problem is? It's the situations that bring police and petty criminals who shouldn't be criminals together, and then they get in these weird fights about selling cigarettes or a broken taillight. Cops don't even want to. Cops want to chase the rapist.
That's the bigger issue. I so agree.
Why are we pulling regulatory criminal infractions?
I agree. They're pulling people over for that.
What did the cops in New York do? They enforce the law.
I know, that's my point.
Okay, about selling loose cigarettes.
That's my point. It's not
so why don't you look at the mayor, give him this list, saying stop putting stupid rules on the books, and why are you doing this? This is dumb.
There are too many laws.
Don't tell some bad jokes. Oh, you better tell people why you're pulling them
But this
over.
began under Giuliani with quality of life issues, and by the way, he cleaned up New York City, so you can't blame him for this. But remember the whole squeegee thing back in the 90s with Giuliani?
Well, they were annoying.
They were annoying, but I guess that was how this all began, selling loosies or whatever they're called.
You're going to tie this to Giuliani?
I'm not. No.
Giuliani
I'm actually giving him a compliment.
I'm giving him is the broken window theory.
I'm giving him well, that's right. So I would argue
Giuliani.
But wait, I would
murder
rate. Complimenting by tying this back to Giuliani. That is the most left-handed compliment. Leftist left-handed compliment I've ever heard.
May I finish? No. What I'm actually saying is that loosies, which I agree with you, are the stupidest law. You want to sell loose cigarettes, go to town. But I guess that's part of that theory, that they've taken it too far, the broken windows theory. That's what I'm saying.
But that's not on this list.
That's not on the list either, right?
She's saying the theory.
I'm giving the theory. Thank you.
I will say this. I think that there was some good stuff on the list. Do not imitate speech patterns. I don't see how that could help anything. But do cops do that?
I've never.
I don't know.
I have not witnessed that.
All right. Well, then it never happened.
Of course not.
Okay. Coming up, Kirsten.